Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I do my nails myself. Before I show you, I just wanted to mention a quick few things, and if you just want to go straight to the video, I will timestamp it in the comments below. First, I just wanted to mention that almost everything I got, with the exception of maybe one or two things, I think, I got from Amazon, and I will link my Amazon page in the description box, and also I will try to link everything individually. The two small things that I didn't get from Amazon, which you can get from Amazon, they are from Sally's. Everything I got is pretty affordable. And second, I just want to let all the nail gods out there, just please don't come for me. I'm not saying this is the right way to do nails. I've never been taught how to do nails. I don't do nails professionally. I have been getting my nails done for so many years. I just honestly got tired of paying the price I was paying. And since I started doing it myself, I honestly love it, and I've saved so much money. It takes me a little bit longer, but I've saved money. And since I've been doing it, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I concentrate on my cuticles more. My nails last me so much longer. But I also haven't got, not one nail has lifted on me and not one nail has broke. So I am happy. I may not be doing it right. I know there's like a 2 bead, 3 bead, 4 bead type system. I don't know. I don't do that. I just do what works for me. And I will stop talking now and show you guys right now. So these are the nail tips I got. I've been pretty happy with them. I believe they're a regular length. I'm not sure, but they kind of have like a tapered end to me, which I really like because they're not thick. And this is the nail drill that I got. It's not an expensive one, but it works really well. It also does have an adjustable speed, and I would start off with the slowest when you first start. And then it also comes with all these, I guess they're called drill bits, I'm not sure, but it also comes with all of these that you need. And then this is the nail. I use the Mia Secret Nail Bond, which is the primer. And then of course you're going to need a paper towel or napkin of some sort. And the glass jars, I think they come in a pair on Amazon, but they're really cheap at Sally's. They're only about $1.50. And this is the acrylic powder that I've been using. It's a clear one. It's also from Mia Secret, but it comes in a set with the liquid. I did check and they don't have the set anymore. They do have one that comes with a pink acrylic. That set, because of course it's cheaper. This is the nail glue, also got at Sally's, but they do have it on Amazon. But they do have all these products individually that you can buy. And then I use 100 grit and 180 grit. And then the brush that I'm using, it's not for nails, it's actually a makeup brush, because when I originally ordered them, they were all too big and I'm just better with a smaller brush. And I figured I have like a million makeup brushes, I'm sure one's going to be good. So I believe this is a natural hair brush, and it works for me. Okay, so I actually took one nail off so I could show you the process, the full process of how I do it. And then one of my nails I sanded down too much when I was taking off the nail polish, so I just want to add a little bit more to the top area, so like a fill. So the first thing, take some nail clippers and just make sure your natural nail, is cut even and short. I don't know the proper names for all these little bits, so just bear with me. I'm going to take this small, thin, I believe it's for the cuticles, thin file, and I'm just going around my cuticles, and this both kind of pushes them back and then kind of loosens up all that dead skin around your cuticle area. I don't do this too much because I know I'm going to do a lot of filing around my cuticles. I did that mistake in the very first time I tried doing my nails. I just want to kind of lift up any dead skin, and then I take one of these ones, these little brown ones that it also comes with, the set also comes with a lot. So after I pull up that stuff, I just go around it maybe once or twice to kind of file down. This really takes it all off. But I don't do this too much because I do have to do more filing around my cuticle, and I don't want it to get like hurt or anything. And then I want my nail to be nice and smooth. Since I did rip off my old nail, I'm just going to kind of smooth out my natural nail. So I'm kind of just using the edge of this file to go around my cuticles, and then when I do it on my natural nail, I kind of turn the file flat so it can get all of my natural nail. And then I'm going to take some alcohol and I'm just going to apply a little bit on my nail just to remove any oils, because I am going to put some of the nail glue on next and I want to make sure it sticks. So next I'm going to start measuring the nail tip to my nail, and I want to make sure it just goes from one end to the other. I don't want it to be too small or too big, and my nails are really narrow, so I'm just going to file off that little extra part on each side. I don't want to just do it on one side because I want it to be even, so I just do it just a little bit so it fits my nail exactly, because like I said, my nails are pretty narrow. Then I'm going to put the nail glue on the tip of my nail from one end to the other, and then I'm going to apply the nail tip on there, and it kind of has like a little bed of where you put it on, and I'm going to make sure it's straight, and then I'm going to push down the nail and make sure there's no bubbles in the actual nail and the nail tip. Now, the next part has been surprisingly the most challenging for me. It's actually cutting it and getting the right length. It's kind of hard to get them all the same length. That has been my biggest problem. But I don't have the nail cutter that they use at the salon. I just used regular nail clippers, and I'm not good. My guy used to use scissors. I tried it and I was not good with that. So I'm just using some, like, I think they're for cuticle scissors, and I'm just cutting off a very tiny amount because I feel like I'm more comfortable doing it with, I have more control with a nail file to shape them after. It's just easier for me that way. And then the next step is I'm going to file down that edge between my natural nail and the nail tip. I'm not sure why, I just always see my nail guy doing this. So I'm assuming to get the same level so there's no like bump right there. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm doing. And then the next step comes the primer, and you're going to want to put that on every nail, just on both hands, because I have forgotten to do one whole hand before and I actually just went in with the acrylic, and surprisingly they didn't lift or come off or anything. But just make sure you do this step before you add acrylic. And then next I'm going to dip my brush in there a couple of times, and I guess I kind of want it a little wet, and then I'm going to take a little bit. My kind of method is I'm just going a little bit at a time and gradually building up. It's just what works for me. So I'm kind of taking a little bit, and I start out at right at the point where the nail tip and my natural nail goes. I'm kind of putting the most there, and then just making sure the bottom half has enough acrylic on it. I personally like my nails really thin. So I'm not putting too much. I just go in, I think, twice with two amounts of acrylic, and then just in making sure the bottom tip is all covered. So once I have an even amount on the bottom, I start working on my actual nail. So I kind of just put it in the middle, and then kind of let it sit for a little bit, and then just kind of work it up to the cuticle. I don't want to put a large amount around the cuticle, so I'm just gradually adding it, and kind of working it, pulling it down with the brush, and then if I see that I need more, I'll add more. So I basically just want to get an even amount of acrylic on the top and the bottom, and I want to make sure there's not any bumps or any dips in it. And if there is, I really want to make sure to smooth those out. They can't always be smoothed out with the nail file, but again, I just want an even part. And the most important part right here is dip your brush into the liquid and go around your cuticles. I can't stress this enough. I believe this is what prevents it from lifting, but and also it just looks really ugly when you have a lot of acrylic on your cuticles. But make sure there's not any acrylic in your cuticles or around it. And I know there's supposed to be, I think it's called an apex or something like that. I know longer nails, like you're supposed to have like a bump right there. Again, I personally don't like really thick nails, so I really don't do it too thick right there. I do it a little thicker than the bottom, but I don't really do, I don't know, I just like my nails really thin. And for this nail, I'm going to do this exact same thing. It's the fill is the exact same thing, but I usually just go in once with a little bit of acrylic. And again, I'm just patting it down and then making sure it fills all around my cuticles. And then again, I'm going to wipe around all of my cuticles to make sure there is no acrylic stuck to it. And it also makes it a lot easier when filing around your cuticles. And then you're just going to want to make sure your acrylic is dry, and then you're going to push any acrylic away from your skin. This is where I feel like it really comes together because I have more control with a nail file and I can really start to shape them. Even if you have a lot of acrylic on there in the beginning, it really comes together when you start filing them. So this is the motion I'm kind of trying to show you the motion I'm going. I'm going up from the bottom and then I'm kind of going around my nail. So that's kind of like the way I'm filing them, I guess. And I do like them tapered at the end, so I guess like coffin shape. So that's kind of the shape I'm going for. And then of course I try to make them straight at the bottom. Next, I take this little guy right here, which is, I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm assuming it's for the cuticles. It has a point and then it kind of rounds out to the shape of your nail, which is why I like it. So I'm going to take this first and I'm going to go around my cuticle, and I start from the right and working my way to the left every time. And I'm just making sure again that there's no acrylic stuck to my actual skin. This is very, very important in the look, and I believe it also helps to prevent any lifting. So yeah, I just want to make sure there's no acrylic stuck to my skin. I don't want to go too much because I don't want to go down to my natural nail, but I just wanted to make sure that none is stuck. And then I'm going to go back in with that brown little file, and this nail drill does actually come with a bag of extras of those. I'm going to go back in and I'm just going to go again around the cuticle just to make sure everything, this really sands everything that that other nail picked up. It kind of just sands it all away. And I'm going in again with the edge, and then after I clean up around the cuticle, I'm going to turn it to the side and go from starting from the top of my nail. I'm going to go back and forth motions all the way down to the tip of my nail. And again, I'm just looking at it from all angles, and I'm filling it while I'm doing it just to make sure it's nice and even. There's no lumps, there's no bumps, and no dips or anything like that. So that's basically what I'm doing. And then also after I've looked at every angle and felt it and it feels smooth, there's no lumps, no bumps, I will take the nail file and just do the tip of the nail to make sure there's no acrylic there and just to give it that nice little round shape. And on my pinky finger and my middle finger, I did cut myself, so that's why it's a little bit red, because I was really quickly filling them before I filmed this because I wasn't sure I was even going to have time to film this. So I was in a hurry and I ended up cutting myself 2 times, of course, on the day I was going to film this, but I promise you that never happens to me. And that's pretty much it. The next step I do is just buff out my nails. The set does come with like a little buffer thing, but I've never actually used it, so I just use this buffing block thing, and that's pretty much it. So I will show you my right hand as well, because that hand is a little bit harder, but I wouldn't say it's like so hard. I'm able to do it. It just takes me a little bit longer. And then my last thing before I paint my nails is I like to go in with a little bit of alcohol just to clean them up and get it ready for the polish. And my nails aren't painted right now. You probably won't see them painted in this video because originally why I filmed this is because I was switching my nail color, so I thought that would be the perfect time to film it. But I ordered from Amazon Prime, and with everything going on, Amazon Prime is pretty much non-existent, so it hasn't gotten here, and I think it's not going to get here for like 3 or 4 days, so I'm just not going to show them painted. This is a top coat that I've been using. It also comes with a base coat. I'm pretty satisfied with it. And then these are the nail polishes that I've been using. Now that gelish one is the same size. I got it at Sally's for $15, but then I got these gel lens, I think it's called, which work really well on Amazon, all like 6 of them for the same price as that one small one. So I will link everything in the description box below, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video.